Hello again, everybody. We're going to pick up where video number 1 left off. I have everything plugged in, and I've actually added a couple of more things. So just to go over the connection sequence, plug in the white cord into an AC outlet source, and right now I have it running into my kilowatt meter so I can monitor power and so forth. I have channel 1 of the Spooky going into the primary frequency of the frequency converter, primary frequency input plug. I have channel 2 of the Spooky going into the gating input on the frequency converter. I have put a 3-way plug on here, so I now have not only the night light connected, but I also have a couple of 100-watt bulbs connected to the frequency converter. So that would be, we'll be demonstrating running a load of 200 watts. And I have a, I'm not recommending anybody do this, I have a live wire hanging off one of the outlets on this 3-way plug that I am monitoring with the oscilloscope. So this is pretty much where we left off with video 1, and we're picking up with video 2. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start running the frequency converter with some output from the Spooky. So we'll turn on channel 1 of the Spooky, and I'm going to adjust the oscilloscope. It's pretty slow. So what's happening is that the you can hardly see it. It's so bright you can hardly see it. Let's cover the lights. Can you see that now? Yeah, you can see it. I think that's a little bit too slow. So what I would like to do is change that 1 hertz to 100 hertz. And to do that, I have to dial it in. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. Now you can see some nice square wave pulses, and we're sending 115 volt. You can see that on the meter. I'm sure you can see that. It says 114, 115 volts. Nice square wave pulses, and those pulses are coming at a frequency of 100 hertz. And they're driving 200 watts of power. 2 100-watt light bulbs. And that is a simple demonstration of running the Spooky to control a frequency converter that is delivering 200 watts of power to a couple of 100-watt light bulbs. Now, what if those weren't 100-watt light bulbs? What if those were a heating blanket? So what I have done, back up here, is I have a heating blanket in my hands. There it is. A heating blanket. Not folded very nicely, but that's what it is. And I have a cord that I'm finding the plug in. Oh, there we go. And this is the plug-in of the heating blanket. What I did is I cut off the controller. I cut the controller off, and I rewired it to a 3-prong plug. Not a real hard thing to do. I probably should do a little diagram on the website showing you exactly the connections to make that little change. And I'm using just a 2-way adapter. I don't even need to do that. I want to be able to see everything at once, so how can I do this? I'm thinking on the fly, and I shouldn't be doing that. I should have to be all set to run this. I'm going to pause the video and come back and have this and have this heat blanket plugged in.